This is Margaret Ann Windsor, and again, I'm going to put this, and I hope you listen to the rest of this. Uh, I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace, and I put all the pictures and the information and things on other videos, and I put some of this on it. But I was kidnapped, brought to Moulton, Alabama, and given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey Childers. Now then, I married the Childers. Both twins were dead, Carl and Peggy, and their mother killed them. And I was brought there, and I assumed to Cortland Air Base because it was just being built then, or built, just built. Now, my point in this one today is because, quite frankly, I'm sitting here and I'm scared to death. Because I realize these people have done anything and everything to me. Really, no law. The law's telling them to do it or standing by and supporting them. And I'm going to go back real quick to the Shaws and the Patels. And at Budget Inn, it's not there anymore, but the Patels and Shaws own a whole bunch of things, just like where I'm at now. The Cooperman, Lance Cooperman, owns a lot of these affordables all over the state of Virginia, and I don't know where else, an extended stay. But I'm getting away from it. In '95, I'd paid a month, and I worked hard and hadn't seen the money and paid for a month, and that's winter up here in Virginia, travel. It's on Williamson Road, Lee Highway. I told him that I'm allergic to chemicals, and let me rephrase this too if I need to. I should be able to go anywhere and live a normal life. But what's happened is just this. After I paid him for a month and stayed there just a few days, the manager, Patel, or owner of that one, they're a group of Patels. It's not just like Smith. These are related, Sonny and Patel, etc. And he knocked at the door and said he was going to come in and paint and etc. I said, I told you. Well, this is in the winter. I said, I told you that I'm allergic to chemicals. Well, he said he didn't care it was coming in. And I called 911, and the police came out, and he put my hands behind me, and he said, you'll be the one that leaves. I said, I explained it to him. I had on the 911 tapes. So he put my hands behind me like he was going to arrest me. Now then, when he left, he said I was the one that would leave, and I did, had to. But Patel, when he left, he said to me, we're Americans now. We have to do what they tell us to. So that's the ongoing story. Law enforcement gets something on these people and get them to comply for dropping charges or simply on the kids or them when they've committed some kind of infraction or law or drugs or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, instead of trying to help me, they've gone against me, killed the messenger. I've been writing about mind control, about it being done in patterns, what you could do with it, and I'd keep going on giving background. I'll make it short. Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, when I was doing the book in Marietta, and this was in '78, March the 6th. And he was shot in Lawrenceville, and his attorney was killed. So later, when one of the doctors I wrote about in mind control was Larry McDonald, congressman doctor, the plane went down August 31st of '83. I was flown out to his home for political help, and later I found out about my kidnapping and my parents. By the way, the British have told me, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to go back to this. When I worked for the district attorney in Huntsville in '80, and I came up here to Roanoke. I don't know, I guess I was supposed to come here just to have a place to be, I hoped. I lived on the Appalachian Trail because I couldn't get jobs anymore. They were shut down. I froze, I starved, and people are afraid of it. When I did get, and some of them just don't care, it's a joke. When I do get residency and did get some money, about a couple of days after I come in, if not already, the air conditioning goes out. When they fix it, it's not fixed, it's poison air. Your maintenance can come in and do anything he wants, or they can. They can unlock the door and come in. Who do I call and report it to? Now then, Frida Barton was supposed to be helping me. She approached me, by the way, and she lived in Vinton, and this is all like one big city, really, Salem, Roanoke, and Vinton. Gene West, and you see where none of these people want it told. They want me dead. Now that she took me there, and I thought it was because she read it in the newspaper, because she showed it to me, and for rent. When I got over there, later I realized they were friends, and she lived just a couple of streets over. Anyway, my point is, right after I moved in, she even told me, she said, well, your air conditioning's not working now. It was when I paid the rent and deposit. So when I called, you know the story I've told you. It's poison gas, and I'm just making everything up, and I have to leave and lose my deposit and all that. And, hey, who's going to bother to prosecute it? So now then I'm going to skip to this one because it's part of it. Frida Barton took me there. Now then, Carl Barton and his wife were hosts. I'm going to say this again real quick. Up at Roanoke Mountain, I was camping legally during the night. Fuel was poured on my tent, Sarah tent, and I had to sit out all night. Next day, a little like they were doing me a favor, they brought me to affordable corporate suites. And this is off Starkey Road on Overland Drive in Roanoke. And this is Jean Croft, the manager. She's still there. And Frankie, the one that helped in the stuff that happened to me. She wrote me a letter where I always paid my rent on time, if I should even have to tell that. She also wrote that the reason after 17 months that I left, they didn't get me out with chemicals, was they raised the rent, and I couldn't afford it, and that part was true. But all this is leaving out the chemicals that they deliberately put on me, and they can just say I'm nuts or something, making it up, because the law protects them, not me. Now then, when she brought me down, Linda Barton, his wife, she told me, this is how we run you with chemicals. And she says, we're Americans, we don't have to pay for our crimes. Well, that's obvious. So I'm here at Corporate Suites, Northern Drive. And I'll say this, I stayed here 2 years ago, and this is new people that, not that own it, just new manager and housekeeping. And what they've done, I came in here on the 3rd of last month of April, and I told them again that I'm allergic to some chemicals, and if I have to inhale them, if I'm around them, chemical supplies, some of them are industrial, that it makes me deathly ill. My immune system attacks itself. So there was never any misunderstanding in anything. So the story is not told. They leave out the chemicals and all that. Now then, she came to me the other day on, I believe it was Tuesday, and told me I had to be out Thursday, this past, yesterday, when my rent was due again, because OSHA requires them to use their chemicals, and since I can't handle it, I have to be out. I said I've offered to buy non-allergenic, and she says, oh, that's no good. I wrote to her, you won't see any of this. You won't see what the housekeeper did, Beth, when she came in here day before yesterday, and what went on, unless there's a video that surfaces. That'd be nice, wouldn't it now? But anyway, I've tried to get a letter from them, and they give me wishy-washy back and forth. And quite frankly, it scares me because I know these people can, no law protects me, so they can do anything they want to me. I'm sitting here, a letter that she was supposed to bring to me the next day, which would have been Wednesday, hasn't happened. Today I've called corporate office, I've called her, and they get mad at me. Can you believe it? Not one time were they concerned over what was being done to me, because the chemicals they use, they can say what they want to. My body tells it. I have been so sick, I've had to call the doctor, and I developed shingles, which is because of a low immune system too, causes it, and stress over the chemicals my having to inhale them and then make